Hey, how's it going? It's about 9:50 in the morning on a Wednesday. I'm at the St. Louis BTS station in Saturn. I'm taking the dark green line to National Stadium, heading over towards MBK. I got to pick up a cooling pad for the laptop. I ripped the cord out of the one I have now by mistake. This St. Louis BTS is where you'll find the St. Louis Catholic Church and St. Louis Hospital. Also the big King Power building where you can walk out onto the plexiglass stairs, overhang. I think it's over 300 meters. And made my way to the National Stadium BTS. That is the National Stadium off in the distance. I did another video exploring this National Stadium area and then ending up back here on Chulalongkorn University, and also off to the right hand side of this National Stadium BTS you can find the Jim Thompson, the old OSS agent before the CIA. His home is here in the area. He revitalized the silk industry for all of Thailand. And off in the distance is the Siam Discovery Mall, Siam Paragon, all the fancy malls you'll find on this skywalk. This will be packed in the early evening. Just kids hanging out and just thousands of people coming and going from one mall to another. But we're heading over here to the old MBK Mall. I think it was the first largest mall in Bangkok in the 80s. And today, it's an older mall used for, each floor has a different use. Like one floor is all cell phones, all the brand new companies are here, but this is the place to come to have your cell phone jailbroke or the battery that they said is impossible to change. Well, they'll be able to change it here. All kinds of different repairs. I brought an aircraft radio in here that I was going to throw in the garbage, but I paid almost 500, 600 bucks for the thing, so I hung on to it. I knew I could bring it over here, and sure enough, for I think it was 12 US dollars, that thing is back operational. And I got here just as they open. It's open 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, 2200. And that is a lot of things around Thailand. Even the big C shopping stores or the Lotus, oftentimes they don't open till 10 in the morning. So double check your times if you're one of these Americans that likes to get up at 5 in the morning and go to the store at 6 in the morning. Well, you're going to be standing there waiting 4 hours. And like I said, every floor, the ground floor, restaurants, jewelry, banks, the second floor, restaurants, jewelry, a hotel, the third floor, gold jewelry and watches, the fourth floor, camera, banks and dining, the fifth floor, more camera, stationery, post office things, the sixth floor, restaurants, educational things, a co-working space, luggage deposit, and a prayer room. Up on the seventh floor is the movie theater, a lot of restaurants. And be a little careful, they're not trying to trick anybody, but this is definitely the place where you're gonna find replica watches, Rolexes, all that kind of thing. I mean, they'll tell you if you're silly enough to think you can get a Rolex for 50 or 60 bucks or whatever they're selling them for. And this is also a place that they expect a little bit of haggling, so don't be afraid to do so. Now up here on the fourth floor, this is where it gets a little crazy. You can have your phones fixed, the screens unlocked, anything, or you can buy a brand new one. Here's the Studio 7. Studio 7's a lot like the Apple Store. There is an Apple Store at official Apple World or whatever they're called at Central World, and there's one at ICOM Siam. But you'll find these Studio 7 authorized dealers all over town. And once again, if you have a 3-year-old phone and it's just not holding a charge, yeah, bring it over here and they'll take that thing apart, and I don't know what they do. They hit it with a blowtorch, get that battery out, and for a very small fee, that phone will be working again. I, like I say, got real lucky, and everything's still half closed here, but this will just be, it's almost a little too aggressive. You're walking down the way and every single person's trying to get your business, but they do a good job. And if you want to get last year's iPhone or I don't even know what we're up to on an iPhone. Are we on the iPhone 15? Well, you might get a heck of a deal on an iPhone 12 or 13 in here. You can get some really beautiful leather work, and even like this place straight ahead. Yeah, it's not going to say Louis Vuitton on it, but it might be a really nice handcrafted leather purse, all made somewhere in Thailand or Southeast Asia, and you'll get a heck of a deal. I had a pair of old school Bose headphones, the kind, not wireless, I guess, just two headphones with a little wire going behind your head, and they sounded great. They sound better actually than my brand new Samsung Galaxy wireless fancy earbuds. Those Bose were great, but they were not really holding a charge. I would charge them up, and maybe, now I listen to the music kind of loud, but maybe after an hour and a half, they were going dead. And I took them to some guy up here at MBK, and I don't know what he did. He tried to change the little battery, or he did something to where those things were really holding the charge for probably 3.5 hours, way better than the hour and a half I was originally getting, and it cost me less than $10. I probably gave him $10 as a tip, but those headphones ended up falling apart anyhow. But he sure got me another 6 months out of them. And also the big companies, True, DTAC, and AIS, you'll find all the corporate offices here. Myself, I've always had good luck with the AIS at the top of Terminal 21. They really helped me in English, and I've just used them since 2013 or something. That's always been my go-to spot, up by the movie theater up on the top floor, the AIS office up there. I can highly recommend it. But if you have that iPhone 12 or 13 with a smashed up screen and the battery's not working so well, and you want a backup phone, yeah, bring it over here. They'll change that screen for next to nothing, put a battery in there, and heck, you might get, another 2 or 3 years out of that phone as a backup, or as your Thai phone, and use your California phone as your number one. There is an official Samsung store here. I just happen to use the Samsung at, where'd I use it? The M Quartier over there by my house. Here's a nice furniture store. None of that is going to come cheap over here. Nice, say, leather furniture. That is going to be way more than picking up a couch at Costco, that's for sure. And I have been in this store many times. It's not open yet. I was looking for a nice office chair. Ended up getting one at Office Mate. Suits my needs. Here's a laser and ink store. Get that t-shirt with the grandson's picture put on it if you'd like. And this says they're having MBK fight night. So they have Muay Thai going on here? I'm not sure. I know up on the top floor it's kind of a convention center type setup. I was up there one time and they were having a beauty pageant. It says here's some old school pinball and arcade games as you go up the stairs to the San Francisco, or I keep calling it San Francisco movies. It's SF Terminal. It doesn't stand for San Francisco. I don't know why I have that stuck in my head. Up on the 6th floor now, I see we have a Sizzler down the way. I always point out the Sizzler. Just that old school, all-you-can-eat shrimp from the 1980s. It's kind of cool to see those Sizzlers over here, and it's actually not bad. Pretty affordable little Australian steaks, small ones, little 8 and 10 ounces for an affordable price. Yeah, here's the SF Cinema. Today's Wednesday. I think Wednesday is movie day, where it's 120 baht for a lot of the screens. I've pointed it out in other videos. I hate to keep repeating myself, but this might be the first video of mine you've ever seen. Just be careful when you're, and those are the screens over there. There'll be a person over there helping you with the screens, buying your ticket. But be careful for 2 reasons. There are many screens. There might be an 8K screen, there might be a 3D screen and a regular screen. It's still a beautiful 4K screen. Well, they're all going to come at a different price. Me, I'm fine with the 120 baht screen. It's not really worth it to me to pay 600 baht, I'm making up the numbers, for an 8K screen. I can't tell the difference. I'm sure there is one, but I'll leave that up to you. And if you want IMAX, which they don't have here, but many theaters do, Siam Paragon, different theaters, you might accidentally choose the IMAX, and if you don't care about that, no need in paying 900 baht or 1100 baht for that ticket. And I'm 57. I'm in no big hurry to turn 60, but that's when you get a senior discount. And the other issue is not so much here at MBK or Siam Paragon, but at other movie theaters around town and occasionally here, there will be a movie that's 100% dubbed in Thai. If it's Titanic or Top Gun or whatever, most of the movies will be in English with Thai subtitles, but just be a little careful. Usually this young lady standing here, she'll help you. So call her over if you're uncertain and you don't want to head into a movie that's all dubbed in Thai if you don't speak Thai. And I was wandering around the lobby here looking for an example of the seats, which I don't see. That's the other issue, is even in, say, the cheapest movie theater, there will be first class seats and regular seats. And the regular seats are fine. They're plush, they recline. It's almost like a Sinopolis type seat in the United States. But the first class seats are almost like a lazy boy. Once again, it's nice to give a try, but to me, it's just not worth paying $15 extra, or I don't know how much they cost. Let's say the first class seat is 800 baht and the other seat on a regular day is 220 baht. Again, it's not worth it to me, so don't accidentally buy the first class seat, and don't buy a regular seat and just plop yourself down in a first class seat. They do kind of wander through, and they know how many of those first class seats they sold. Usually it's 0, or maybe there's 2 people sitting there. So when they walk through the theater and there's an extra person sitting there, they're going to call you out. Not that I know from personal experience, but I did see one guy arguing. He was sitting there going, what does it matter? The theater's half empty or it's empty or whatever. Well, it matters that you didn't pay for that ticket, so don't be that guy. Here's a cool little Toytopia store if you're into your figurines. And the MBK is a great place to pick up all those, we'll call them replica Louis Vuitton bags or Gucci, these kinds of things. You can get all those different kind of purses or shoes. Once again, we'll call them replicas, unless you think you can buy a brand new pair of Air Jordans for $15 or $20. You cannot, but you can buy something similar here. A lot of these places are not even open yet. The mall opened at 10, but I'd say half the places are open. They know there's not going to be anybody here until lunchtime, so that's when I'm sure they'll come pouring in. You also find a ton of food in here, and they have a really good food court. I forget. I've ate there many times. I think it's on the 6th level. I'm not sure. But it's a good, cheap food court, and this is the #1 place to... I've had one subscriber, I've been going back and forth sending messages with him. He's super concerned about getting a phone or how he's going to use his US phone over here. And yeah, you can put 2 SIMs and say a good iPhone, or I have the top of the line Galaxy dual SIM. One's electronic, one is a Thai SIM. Or you can just keep it simple and use an older phone as your US phone. That's what I do. Now, I had one. He doesn't. So I told him, well, you can come here to MBK and take your choice of tens of thousands of phones, iPhones, older phones, whatever you want, whatever price range you want to spend, and just put your Thai SIM in that phone. And I'm no expert on Thai phones. I probably messed up because what I did was I didn't have to get a new phone. I had a year-old phone, but I wanted either the best iPhone or the best Galaxy, and I ended up going with a Galaxy. And it's been a great phone. All these videos I shoot on that Galaxy, and it does well in low light, on and on. But what I did was I bought it over here at AIS. There's 3 major companies, AIS, DTAC, and True. AIS is probably the largest, whatever. The difference between Verizon and T-Mobile, and yeah, I've had T-Mobile for years, never had a problem. I still have T-Mobile over here. But what I did was put the phone under a year-long contract. So instead of paying whatever they cost, $1,200 US, it was probably a little bit more. Things are a little bit more expensive over here. phone-wise and all. You think they make these things in Southeast Asia, so it's going to be cheap. That's not the case. So let's say I paid $1,300 US for the phone. Well, they said if you sign up for a 1-year contract, we'll sell you the phone for, I don't remember, $800 US. So that's what I did, but now I'm paying quite a bit. I want to say 1,200 baht a month. And whenever I bring that up with my buddies, they laugh at me because they're all just loading time on their phone and they can't go through 200 baht. One guy said maybe he goes through 300 baht a month, but 1,200, what I'm paying, is way out of line. So my contract is up. This phone is going to be 1 year old next month, and I'm definitely going to drop that. It's not even an unlimited plan. Over here in Thailand, it's 500 minutes of talk time and unlimited 5G and unlimited talk or text. So everybody over here uses the Line app. It's similar to WhatsApp in the US, Line app and nobody makes a call, but if you make a call to your realtor or whatever, it's going to be through the Line app. So get used to that. And there's no sense. I did use the phone unlimited, probably 30 or 40 gigs hotspot a month for the first year that I was here. I did not have internet in my condo. I just used my phone and it worked fine. But now that I have fiber optic for a whopping $22 a month, I think, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking using the silly phone as a hotspot. The fiber optic is just lightning fast. And this might be an example of, well, it's definitely one of those fancy chairs, but I think this is like a couple's chair, or they call it a couch. I don't know. I oftentimes see these for a crazy amount of money, but then I think it comes with popcorn and sodas. Who knows? So I'm the guy who buys the cheapest seat and then buys the popcorn and soda for another 300 baht. So maybe it's not as expensive as I think, but just be aware. And as far as Japanese fast food, this place here, is it Yayoi? There's one over by my house at the Rama 4. It's really good. For less than 300 baht, less than 10 US dollars or whatever, you can get some nice little plates of food. It's somewhere between, it's definitely a sit-down restaurant, but it's somewhere between fast food and whatever they call that, sit-down fast, or I don't know what. Little robot brings you your food. I'll eat there every time I'm in that Rama 4 if I'm not up for Thai food. And that's the thing. You can't eat Thai food every day. I know a lot of people, expats, well, I'm moving to Thailand. I'm going to eat 30 baht or 40 baht Thai food every single day and save a ton of money. It's easy to say, but I didn't grow up eating Thai food or Asian food every day. I love it, and I probably eat it more than 60% of the time, but there's other times where I'm going to go down to this Sizzler and get myself a whatever it's going to cost, a $20 little steak and salad bar, and there's nothing wrong with that either. Let's see if it's even open. Oh, they have the cheese toast pillows, and I know that they do specials. Today's Wednesday, so they have a nice little salad bar. It's a nice little fruit and vegetable, all you can eat, probably multiple trips. Not that you're supposed to, but I don't think anybody cares. And they have a soup bar. So you do the salad, the soup, and a small steak. They even have the desserts. They're not that great. It's just like little jellos, but really good fruit bar. This is actually looking pretty good, but I am going to have Thai food for lunch today. Not really about the money, but if I eat a steak, well, it's 10 in the morning. I'm not going to have steak now, even if they're serving. But if I eat steak at, say, 1 in the afternoon, yeah, I'm done for a little while. I got to take a nap or something. I'm getting older, and that steak is catching up with me. And if my buddy Moses is watching, his little nephew, he loves these different machines whenever they go out for pizza or whatever. Yeah, he's putting all his money in these different machines, getting little toys and all. He'd be in hog heaven over here with all these choices. Yeah, I think my buddy would be going broke sticking, I think these are 100 baht, but they're cool little figurines for whatever 100 baht is, less than three bucks. But he'd want to keep going until he collected the guy with the top hat or whatever his favorite is. Here's a store called Animate, which looks like they have a lot of anime offerings in there. Comic books, DVDs, the works. And here's another cool store, Gunpla Village. I would guess this is more for even adult or really smart kids. They're gonna build these different, I don't know what they are. I'm a nerd, but I'm not into these. I'll call them figurines, or I think you build these. I built a few model airplanes in my day, but yeah, this is probably a little out of my league. Over here, looks like an old school arcade. So I'm up on the 6th floor, I think. If you're into these different toys and all, just come up where the movie theater is. And I've walked by a couple of them. I think these are more Japanese style, right? That kid's got his playing gloves on. He's not messing around. I think a lot of kids are in school right now, but looks like a pretty nice little arcade. These Moshi Moshi stores you'll find in a lot of the malls here. I know there's one at, I know there's one at Terminal 21, I think. Anyhow, this is a good store, little Japanese stores. You'll find all kinds of travel adapters, and here they've got the Halloween gear out. All kinds of little things, Moshi Moshi. This is definitely the place to come to get your screen protector and phone case. I don't care if you buy the latest, greatest iPhone 15 at AIS. Just carefully, don't even take it out of the box, whatever, and bring it straight over here. Have them put a screen protector on there. That's just a no-brainer. And up to you. If you want to pay top of the line for a real OtterBox, you're going to do better here than at AIS, that's for sure. It's like buying a OtterBox at T-Mobile. That's going to cost you whatever, $20 more than T-Mobile or Best Buy. Where here, get yourself an Imitation OtterBox for $6 or whatnot, and you'll find that here. The same place that you buy the box, they'll put the screen on for you. No extra charge and zero bubbles. Just let them do it. Now I made my way down to the 3rd floor. This is kind of an interesting floor. This is when you go into the back where you'll find all the Imitation t-shirts. You can get your $2 North Face t-shirts or your Louis Vuitton bags. Everything's going to be here in the back on the 3rd floor, and definitely do a little haggling. Here's some Chanel purses, and yeah, don't ask them if they're real because they're not real, but have a little fun and pick up a couple of Louis Vuitton, Chanel's, whatever, and then maybe get a real one and take care of that. But you don't have to worry about these that you buy here because they're not going to cost anything. There's a bunch of 99 baht Thailand t-shirts. You can find all the souvenirs, the touristy elephant pants. Yep, that's how you spot a tourist walking around Bangkok in the elephant pants. And here's some state-of-the-art wigs. Some watches. Once again, all the prices are negotiable. There's a lot of silk here. There's different, of course, grades of silk. I did a video on Jim Thompson. That's probably the highest end. Jim Thompson, the American OSS agent before the CIA. He was stationed over here. His home is now a museum here in Bangkok. And he took Thai silk from the mountains to New York City and pretty much revitalized the whole Thai silk industry. He has stores in the fancy malls. A good silk scarf's going to be $50. Hey, there's a Bob Ross t-shirt. But I'm sure you can get a whatever silk scarf in here for $5. And again, it's going to come down to you get what you pay for. Hand woven top of the line silk. It's going to be a fraction of the cost at a New York boutique or whatnot. That might be $300, but yeah, over here it's still going to be 40, 50, 60 bucks and up. But if you want good silk, just look through my videos on silk shopping in Thailand, and I show the Jim Thompson stores. There's also a Jim Thompson outlet. Ooh, I don't know where it is. It's like soy, off the top of my head, I want to say 89 or something like that. Sukhumvit, up that way. But lots of t-shirts, lots of hats. I can't tell the difference between a fake Adidas hat, which is probably made in China anyhow, and the ones they have here, other than the hats here are probably $3 US. And here's a Tim Horton. This is also a great place to get your watch batteries changed. Just be honest with the guy as to what kind of battery you want. I have an old Seiko dive watch that I like to keep a fresh battery in. And yeah, you know, when I go to ask the different guys, hey, I want to change my watch battery. Yeah, no problem. And again, I'll make up the number. 100 and whatever, 80 baht. And I'll say, no, I want the best battery you have. And he goes, ooh, yeah, that'll be 310 baht, which is fine with me because I don't want to put a battery in that's just going to go bad in a year. I'd rather pay $8 for a battery that might last 3 years. Tim Horton donuts, 50 baht. It's not too bad, but I'm trying to stay out of the donut eating business. There's also Krispy Kreme over here and Dunkin' Donut, but surprisingly, they're oftentimes not open until the afternoon. The donuts are more for taking home for birthdays and that kind of thing, not so much grabbing a couple of 12 packs at 6 in the morning to take to work. And that's my guy right there, watch second hands. I think, and I'm probably wrong on the numbers, I think it was a matter of when I asked him I wanted the better battery, he said, oh, okay, yeah, I can sell you a Chinese battery for this amount or a Japanese battery for X amount. And the Japanese battery was a little bit more. Right near the BTS on the 3rd floor is also a place called Buy Now. It's a little Japanese kind of closeout store, almost like a Ross or a Marshall's in the United States. It's hit or miss what's going to be in there, but you might get a good deal on a frying pan or whatever you need. It's attached to this little shopping store called Fashion and Living, and they're all kind of closeout too. They appear to have whatever it is, last year's version of whatever shirt, but it's marked down or buy one, get two free, that kind of thing. Now everything in there is going to be real. You're not going to get a pair of Timberland boots for 20 bucks. They're still going to cost you $100, but they might not be $200 like over at Siam Paragon because, again, it's kind of a closeout store. And once again, I'm making up those numbers. There's just going to be hundreds of rows. Phones, iPads, charging cords, anything you need. And there's nothing wrong with getting some of these cheaper silk scarves for just little presents or whatever. It still came from Thailand. But if you want something nice to wear with your business suit, that kind of thing, yeah, check out those Jim Thompson outlets. That's going to be top of the line. Or Jim Thompson stores. Maybe you can find something at the outlet. I went to meet my friend, and I know she likes those silk scarves. So I went to the outlet, I want to save a little bit of money, and there's still some beautiful products there, but all they really had were scarves with the elephants or super, super bright colors. She just wanted some nice mellow colors to wear with her darker outfits, and that had to be found at the store. And here's the food court up on the 6th floor near the BTS. Just put some money on a card and, 20, 25 stands to choose from. Everything's going to be less than $2 US. And there you go, 60 baht chicken and rice with broth. And I did treat myself to a 75 baht pineapple smoothie with just a little bit of sugar. You got to let them know because they use like this syrupy kind of sugar. And if you don't want any at all, put a little bit in there. It says quarter, half, or full. I always just put the 25%. And it's still sweet enough just from the fruit, but 100%, that's just a little too much of that goop for me. Oh, here's some prices. The smoothie orange, 69 baht. Strawberry, 69. I don't know why my pineapple was 79. Yep, there you go, fresh pineapple, 79. It costs a little bit more. Still fairly affordable. The fancy sizzler, it's not, but I still have a pretty nice meal here for 140 baht. I probably could have went with the healthier option, the boiled chicken, but the fried chicken thrown in that soup with the spicy dip, hot sauce, is just amazing. You can also probably do okay getting your laptop repaired here. Let's say you have a fairly decent laptop and something's going wrong with it. Yeah, bring it here. Another good choice would be Fortune Town. Fortune Town is down Rama 9 Way. That is a great place to buy a brand new computer. They'll have everything in there. Or take your 3-year-old laptop that you still love, maybe whatever's going on with it, cracked screen, they'll fix it up nice for a fraction of the cost. And I never even realized, somebody told me they were staying at the Ibis Mercure Hotel, and I said, oh, on Soi 24, and he said, no, up by MBK. And there it is, right across the street. So that's the MBK Center. It's about 10 afternoon, and the place is starting to come alive. A lot of students and people getting out and about, doing a little shopping. It is the rainy season, so now's the time to come. 5 p.m. might be pouring rain. There's the King Power building off in the distance in Saturn. Hey, thank you so much for checking out this little look at the MBK Center, and consider subscribing. More looks around Bangkok, I'd appreciate it. Have a great afternoon.